Oh my goodness, everyone. Hi, Kathy. It's
Hi,
the
Kate.
Chica. Oh my gosh. I'm fangirling maybe a lot
Oh,
over here. So,
Happy New Year to everybody.
oh, happy new year to you. We've got people jumping on and commenting and saying hello to you. We're going out live on all of the Great Bead Extravaganza channels. Plus, I popped you over on our bead shop channel just to get some more reach
Nice.
there. It's great. It's so great to have you. You know, Kathy is here for the run up to her segment on the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend. The weekend hosts the Midwinter Market here. It's our 14th
Wow.
Great Bead Extravaganza, this little kernel of an idea that kind of came about during the pandemic has grown. And now we have really amazing guest artists, and you are our guest artist this time. We're so.
Oh, I'm so delighted and honored.
Oh my
Thank you
goodness.
for having me.
The honor is ours. So we're going to do a little Q&A just to get to know
Okay.
you, though
Okay.
I know that you have been on everyone's crafty radar for years. So, Kathy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? You know, we were talking before we went on about how we both kind of do things in the multidisciplinary craft.
Yes, yes.
So I like to call it omnicrafter, but you have an amazing name for it as well.
I have come to terms that I like to say multi-hyphenate, hyper creative.
I
It's
love
like when you work in these different genres and you love all of it and you just kind of jump from project to project but still completing everything, but you're just excited to do a bunch of different things. And I've had Crafty Chica for like more than 20 years now. I started in 2001, and even before then, my husband and I, we had an art business where we would hand paint all of these Mexican themed items.
I
We had
remember. Yeah.
Yes, and we had like more than 300 accounts, and it was just too much to keep up with. Like, it was literally a little factory in our house, and our kids were toddlers. It was too much. I went to work at the newspaper as a way to figure out what I wanted to do. I
Mhm.
became a nationally syndicated craft columnist there because Martha had been, she had her column, her show was on PBS, and they wanted to have a paper in the column to show DIY projects. And within a couple months, it got syndicated to like 130 papers all around the
Wow.
country. And being third gen Mexican American, I decided to launch a blog dedicated to giving these craft trends a Latin spin because like all many women in our age range and in our different cultures, we're very hands on. We like to create things.
We do.
And I had no idea that I was filling a need in the market that had not been served. And so in 2007, I left the newspaper to do Crafty Chica full time. And it's been so fun because I I realized, like having the art business and being in stores like Bloomingdale's and Target and Urban Outfitters, like it set the bar high that anything was possible. And then I
True.
went to the newspaper and I had one of my columns was interviewing celebrities. So like I would sit down with Matthew McConaughey or J Lo or Renee Zellweger and interview them about their movies. That still set the bar high of like the experiences that are available if we tune into them.
Right.
And so when I went into Crafty Chica, I used kind of like Martha, Oprah, J Lo, their blueprint for their brand of how they had all these different branches. And I thought, well, how can I adapt that to my brand?
Right.
And it worked. So now I have books and different licensed product lines, even some novels that I've written,
I know you have it
do
written. I love it.
workshops. So I think it's really just getting in the mindset of having experiences and not so much of like, oh, I got to hit this goal or that goal, but just kind of saying, I wonder what it would be like to have a whole end cap in Barnes and Noble of all my books. And that was one of the ones that came to be last year. Like they had a whole end cap, my novels, my craft books, my journals and planners that I designed. So I just feel like life is to be celebrated. And if we are in this industry, even more so, we have that opportunity to really use our creativity to be a force of good in the world and share ideas to inspire others, because we all know that crafting and making things, it helps reduce stress. It helps us define who we are. It gives us time to stop and think. It helps us celebrate our personality of finding our favorite and combos. It's good for learning critical skills, all of that. So that's where I'm at with all of this. And that's why I'm so excited to join things like this to, you know, community. It's all about community.
It is, and, it's so fun. I think I met you way back when, it was the CHA craft
Uh-huh.
when it used to be in Anaheim, I think,
Yes,
and
yes.
I remember
The
those days.
glory days of the
Those
craft
glory days
convention.
and, like,
Yes.
it was really, really cool to come together and see all of those multidisciplinary crafts, and I think, and I know you probably have the same kind of story. I don't know how you got your crafty gene, but my crafty gene came from my grandmother. And my grand taught me so many things when I was little, and my mom as well. But my grand was so
Oh,
instrumental in lighting that crafty fire.
yes.
And so what I do, with every stitch I make in cloth, every bead I put on the thread, it's an honor to our foremothers and forefathers as
Yes.
well. So
You are
I love.
carrying on the legacy of
Yeah,
your family's creativity.
yeah, I love it. Candy Cooper is watching us. That Candy Cooper, she's saying the make and takes at CHA were so much
I
fun.
know. Oh gosh, it was like there should have been a reality show for those days, CHA. It was just so funny of everyone's adventure of the things we had to do and come up with and help each other out. And I remember one time I used some kind, I had to tie dye, and I had tie-dye stains like all over my hands, and I was supposed to give a present, and I tweeted out about it. Tim Holtz had a scrubby
I
delivered
have
to
that
my
scrubby.
hotel room
I
to
have that
get the
scrubby.
tie-dye off.
Yeah,
It's funny, like, I mean, crafty people come through for each other. I love that.
it is true. That Tim Holtz scrubby is
Oh,
magic. I
I
still,
didn't get because I love that thing. I need a new one.
I know. I've had mine for years, and it gets a little smaller, but it's with my. It's actually right over there next to my paints. That's so funny. Um, so let me ask you a couple questions. I know that you, well, first let me say, Kathy's going to be with us on the Great Bead Extravaganza on Sunday. Her segment is on Sunday. So she and I will be back. We're going to talk a little bit about her segment and what she's going to do at the end of this broadcast. She's got a really great template for you. It's going to be on Sunday, and that is 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll
Mhm.
flash the Great Beat Extravaganza schedule for all of you folks. But if you haven't downloaded your schedule yet, you can go right to the Great Beat Extravaganza group on Facebook or the page on Facebook. Download that schedule because we start on Friday with our preview party at 5 p.m. Pacific and go all the way into Sunday. And I'll be on Saturday, and I'll be back on with our beautiful Crafty Chica on Sunday. Um, Ellen is saying, I met Kathy at CHA when it was in Chicago. Her creative and generous spirit was such an inspiration.
Oh.
He has that scrubby as well. I love it. I love it. So, Kathy, since you've been doing this for so long, I've got a couple questions for you that I bet people would like to know. What do you feel like you've done so many things? What is like your favorite achievement, whether it's big or small? What's something that when you think about it, it like the crafty corners of your heart go,
Oh,
oh, that was
you
good.
know, it is definitely, developing my illustration skills
Oh,
and product development, because when I first really entered the craft industry, I had been designing craft projects for people to make. And when it came to doing a product line, my husband really had to help me with the line drawings and everything. And there reached a point where he was like, "You need to learn to do this yourself." And it started so wonky. Like, I remember being so proud of my illustrations back then, and they've come so far because I never gave up. I worked on them every single week,
oh, that's great.
and it was in 2019 that I got my first greeting card line with designer greetings, and I had to like let go of that imposter syndrome and say, you know what, I've earned this. Like, I worked
Yeah,
really hard at this, and this is legit. Like, go forth with it and do the best that you can. So I think really it's developing illustration, and it just goes to show that you put your mind to something and practice it every day, and you can become a lot better at it. And I know in our world, um, that's our mindset. All of ours mindset is
yeah,
like, I want to learn that craft. I want to learn that skill. And sometimes it's hard when we get overwhelmed or overstimulated because there's so many glorious things to make.
it is.
But I was really able to have self-discipline to focus on improving those skills on a regular basis. And
Oh,
so that's what I'm really proud of, because it's allowed me to design fabric and design scrapbook paper and greeting cards and the journals and all kinds of
yeah,
things. So it's not just about the illustration, it's also about unlocking that self limitation that I had put on myself earlier. So I'm like, if I could do that, what else can I do? So it
I think
was
that's great.
that kind of revelation that, working on that and seeing it get better, knowing that other things are possible too.
Oh, I think that's awesome. You know, my mom is actually watching right now. My mom commented she loves to
Oh,
watch our lives. She said she loves your art. It makes me feel so joyful. And Ma,
oh,
I
thank
agree.
you.
You know, I think that you're so talking about your illustrations and talking about your art and seeing your I remember when you were doing your a lot of ceramics, doing a lot of ceramic painting and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yep,
Because
I
I
still
saw
do
you
that.
the blog. Those heyday of the blog. You were on my blog reader.
I
So
still have
fun.
it now.
I
I still
right?
have
I
it.
I
Mhm.
know I do too. And I'm like, oh, perhaps maybe I should write an entry, maybe. Um, but I really think that that's one of the things that I think really comes through with your art that has struck me through all of those years of seeing your art develop and work is that you're really true to your voice and you have a really clear voice about what it is you do, what it is you want to convey, and what it is that makes your heart sing. And I think that joy is infused all the way from your books to your blog to what
And it's also rooted in acts of service.
oh,
You
I
know,
love that too.
I have my blog that I have been workfully, since 2001, and it's loaded with tutorials. Just put a new one up yesterday because it's it's get creative to find people wherever they are at, whether if it's Instagram, my blog, on Facebook, And so it's just like a nice win-win where, like all of us, we can share our creativity and then people can join in and learn how to make something. And yeah, it's rooted in like what I love the most.
Yeah, it's so joyful, and I too, I feel like crafting or teaching, helping people be
Hmm.
creative in whatever crafty medium it is. I
Yes.
feel like it's my calling. It
Yes.
really, I feel like it is. Well, you have an online retreat that's coming up that I
Yeah.
would love to hear about. And then we'll talk a little bit about your project. And then I know you're such a busy lady, so then we'll let you go. But talk to us about this Crafty Corazon online
Yes.
retreat that's
So,
coming.
like you did with this event during the pandemic, you know, find a way to creatively connect with people online. And I started doing nights, and they have been so successful. I still do them every year. Um, for Valentine's Day called Crafty Corazon, and it celebrates the sacred. So it's all different craft projects themed around the Sacred Heart. And happens is you buy the ticket to the retreat, and then I pack a box with all the kits for the different
Mm.
classes and ship it to your house, and then Zoom, and we go over it. It's one night and one day, and because stuff has to dry overnight, then we work on it the next day, and so we're just kind of like crafting our guts out together.
I
For
love it.
and
Well,
it's all themed around Sacred Hearts.
oh, I love it. Well, your project for us on Sunday is also going to be a Sacred Heart, but
Yes, uh-huh.
Kathy has generously given us the coupon code Chica to get a discount on Kathy's Crafty Corazon online retreat. The registration actually begins tomorrow. If you're watching us live, today is Thursday, January 11th. I need to make sure I get that date right, 2024. Her retreat goes live, the signups go live tomorrow, January 12th at noon Pacific. And word on the street is that it fills up very quickly. So it sounds amazing. That's great. I'm going to leave that up there. And you can sign up on her website at craftychica.com. Now, Kathy, let me keep that there. I uploaded the template that you drew for us
Mhm.
for the project. So why don't we talk a little bit about
Okay,
your
yes.
Sunday project? I'm going to cover
So
us. There it
that's
is.
okay. So this is, if you want to use it, you can, or you can
Mhm.
freestyle. But the design is inspired by the Heart for Valentine's Day, and it incorporates some Mexican embroidery um, inspiration in there too. And so we're gonna use. I'm gonna use you have that works on fabric. This is a recent one. It won't be like this one, but just to give you, this is a jacket I did for a fashion show recently that was
Look
on
at
the runway. And this is just ultimate mixed media. It has
oh my gosh.
appliques and crystals and beads and all kinds of things. I'm always continually adding to it. And it's just painting jeans jackets is like such a classic craft. It's still cold right now. So I thought it would be perfect time to do a project like this where you can add your own, paint the design on it and then continue adding by embroidering around the collar or stitching beads on it or adding crystals or whatever, using appliques. But I'm going to get everyone rolling with the painted design on the jacket.
Oh, I'm super excited. I love to paint on fabric. Coming from a theatrical background, I did a lot of dye work and paint work on fabric, and it's so freeing. Just get
Mm-hmm.
that brush and paint. When we had our little pre-show meeting the other day, Kristen Fagan from Softflex was saying that she has her jacket, she's ready to go.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I've got mine too, so I'm super excited. Um, people are saying, oh my gosh, someone said here, now I need to start hoarding jackets for projects. How awesome.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you can even go
great.
to the thrift store and find some there. You know, it's so funny about like whatever you think about comes to you. I had this idea of like, oh, I want to do jackets, and then a friend of mine, she said, I have 30 jackets. Do you want to buy them off me for $5 each? She goes, I was gonna do something with them, and I got pregnant, and I don't need them. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I will take
Yes, thank you.
need 30 jackets, but I'm like, okay, it'll be a workshop.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I used to paint on suit jackets that I would
Oh,
get
nice.
from you remember those days from the when thrifting was super good.
Yes.
We could get suit jackets and vintage things, all kinds of stuff. That was really fun. So I can't wait for your segment.
Yes.
Well, let me flash the let me take this down. I put up the schedule here. Let me take down this banner. Sorry, I'm frantically clicking all over. You can see, my friends, tomorrow on Friday, July 12th, join us for the project preview. All of the presenters will be on. We'll talk a little bit about what we're doing. That preview party starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, you see all the presenters there. And then, friends, we also have our TGBE trend report that's being headed up by Nilay Patel and some other TGBE participants. I've seen his slide deck. It's great. You're going to really love it. And then we go into Sunday, January 14th. Our dear Kathy Cano-Murillo, the Crafty Chica, will be with us starting at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And let me take this banner down. Sorry, I there's so
It's
many things
okay.
to click, so many things to click, so many things to look at. There we go. And I will post Kathy's really beautiful heart template drawing. I'm going to post that in the Great Bead Extravaganza in the files section. I'll post it on the page as a JPEG and in the group as a JPEG. You can download that for your use to look at, to color in, to get some creativity, a boost from that. And then we'll see you work with that on Sunday.
Wonderful. I'm excited.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, we have so many people watching across all the platforms. So I know that they are so appreciative, as are we, Kathy, for your time. People can find you on your Instagram, find her at Crafty Chica. She's all over the web at Crafty Chica. You can find Kathy there.
TikTok, yes.
Oh,
YouTube.
all of it. She's there. So find her, follow her, get that joyous inspiration from our friend Kathy Cano-Murillo. It's awesome. You can find her main website is craftychica.com. That is also where you'll see the sign up for her online retreat that opens tomorrow, January 12th at noon. Use that code Chica to get a little discount on your retreat registration. So thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Kate.
Oh my goodness. And Kathy, someone's asking, what is the date for the online workshop? Do you have that
It
date?
is the 9th and the 10th of February. And if you can't make it, it's going to be recorded.
Perfect.
So I have a lot of people who sign up and then they will watch it later on their own time.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
And
That's
it's
great
fun
to
because
know.
I always add in a little treat from an Arizona business, like a different snack from a different Arizona business.
Oh, I love
So
it.
just to celebrate, my city and state here where I live.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, it opens tomorrow at noon Pacific. And as you say, it's popular, so it fills up quickly. So if you want to join Kathy in February, earmark her her website and make sure you get that registration in. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I'll see you
Thank
tomorrow,
you.
Friday, for the
Yes.
preview party. Crazy.
Yes.
It's here already. And then your segment on Sunday for the Great Bead Extravaganza Midwinter Market. Thank you again. We
Thank
so appreciate
you.
you and your creative joyfulness. And
Thank you.
we'll see you and all of you back here again for the Great Bead Extravaganza Midwinter Market. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.